Our first experience in dealing with a winter storm warning while living in an RV full time has been a life-changing event, to say the least. The resort we're working at has 113 sites, and what we found is a lot of the people that are living here know as little or less about RVs as we do. For many here, ourselves included, we're all going through this for the first time together. The temperature plummeted to 12 degrees with a 25-mile-per-hour sustained wind, and our pond froze overnight.
Meteorologist said that we were going to get a pretty bad storm. So I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to get done? Fill up the car, get groceries, make sure we have our winter clothes. And then there's the RV. What do we need to do to get it ready? What about work? So many things was going through my mind as, what all do we need to get done before this storm hits? And then boom, the storm was here.
Hey everybody, I'm Wade.
And I'm Kim.
What we wanted to talk about today is, if you can see behind us, there's a little snow and a little ice back there, but more importantly for us, as first time being in the RV in a winter storm, it was down to 17 degrees this morning and a 20 to 25 mile an hour wind out of the north. It has been cold,
to say the least. Yes, it's been cold. First time in an RV, it really does make you think about everything. And one thing I told Wade earlier is it reminds me of when we were first married. I was 19. He was a little bit older. Left my parents' house, got married. Didn't have much of anything. But the one thing that we did have was my grandmother and I made quilts when I was younger, in my teens, and we had that, and we put it up over the doors and the windows to keep our little house warm. Well, I got those same in here, the same quilts that I've had all these years, and we had to put them up against that north side of the RV.
What, 30, 35 years ago?
At least.
We preserve things very well here. You'll see in this video, I've got a pair of camouflage coveralls that I have had for 40 years. I bought it when I was a kid, teenager, and I've had those things ever since. I guess certain things we preserve very well.
Yeah, I remember dating Wade and then getting married. He was wearing these overalls all the time, and one time I went to the deer lease with him, and he says, "Here, you need to wear these coveralls because it's cold." And I'm like, really? So, kind of, young girl, like, can I even fit into them? And I zipped them suckers right up, and I was like, oh my gosh, now I know why you wear these things. They are so super warm.
They are. They're still warm.
So I am amazed that Wade could put those in and zip them up.
Yeah, they've shrunk a little bit over the years, but I remember I paid $60 for those coveralls out of my own money growing up, and I was working in after school and on summer times, and I was cold working outside at a lumber yard, and I thought, I'm going to go buy me some coveralls, and I did, and it turned out one of the best investments I ever made. But we've had these quilts, and you'll see them through this video too. We've got them hanging up, and it looks, I don't know, it looks
homey. It looks homey. It doesn't look like anything is in its place in this RV. But
no, it is not.
And that's okay, because the main thing is warmth.
Yes, you get to a point to where you're like, forget it. We don't care what this RV looks like right now. We're going to stay warm. Well, this is Sunday morning, pancake time. I used to make pancakes every Sunday morning until we got in the RV. Wade would get up and fix breakfast, so I just let him. I don't know that he realized it was Sunday until after it was Sunday. But last night I told him,
I'll make some pancakes, you know, snow outside. Weather's kind of bad. So that's what we're doing. So I've already got my mix together. And I like to whip my milk and my eggs, all my liquid ingredients together. I like using real butter. But I've taken that one off. I got another one going. These are going to be pretty big pancakes this morning.
My mouth is watering.
This was my second flip. Boy, doesn't that look good.
Well, I'm bundled up and ready to go outside. Going to tackle a few things. Going to mainly look around and make sure everything's good.
Our sewer line froze up last night from the freeze. So Wade went out and he's taking care of everything and exchanging the sewer hose because we had an extra one. So he's taking the frozen one off and putting in the other one. And he has this idea of using the heated water hose he put up underneath the sewer line to help keep it from freezing. It looks so cold out there. I just don't know how he is doing all of that. 21 degrees and taking care of us.
And some of the ways that things we've come up with to stay warm, I've put 3 space heaters in here, got them on 750 watts each. And I've figured out the circuits in the house, so I only run one heater on one circuit or else it overloads. So I have tried to move them around, shift them around. Like if we're going to be sleeping at night, put one in the bedroom, but I keep 1 to 2 in this open area in here in the living room and kitchen, and 1 in the bathroom area. And I may move those around as we move around. And the reason I say that, I have a smaller heater and then I have 2 larger heaters. And also I'm constantly checking, just touching the plugs where it plugs into the wall to make sure they're not overheating. You want to be careful with that. So these are just things I've learned watching other YouTube videos and talking to people, RV experts, if you will. And that's one thing that I have figured out on my own. Another thing we've done is we have put blankets up and sealed every hole we could find. I've turned the light on underneath in the belly where the inlets are at, where the sewer outlet is, and the water inlet and outlet. That seems to have helped too. So I came out here to look at the fresh water tank, and I can actually feel warm air in there, which is a really good thing. It's almost nice and toasty in there, especially compared to out here. So I'm really glad to see that. I don't have to worry about this water tank anymore. Well, let's hope we haven't melted anything. Looks all right. And you have to watch different opinions. Everybody has different opinions on all kinds of things of RVs. You get on YouTube and you'll find that out. One of those hot topics is what to do with your tanks. Black tank, gray tank, should you leave them open or closed? Normally we leave our black tanks closed and our gray tanks open, but since I have sensors on each tank and they're pretty accurate, what I do is I just close the gray tank too, because I didn't close it last night and I froze the sewer line. So I'm hoping this time I'll dump it all out at one time and then at least make it through until the weather warms up a bit. So that's my plan.
I bypassed lunch and went straight to the chocolate bourbon pecan pie. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. It is great. Again, I would have cut the pecans up a little bit smaller. It's a good balance.
I want to try these.
And that is a graham cracker crust.
Wow.
It's got a crunch on top, which I love pecan pies when they have a little crunch on top.
It's phenomenal.
But the inside of that, look at that.
Let me get a close up.
Oh my goodness. That is so good. I think next time I will use a little more bourbon. I went in the middle. I think I'd use a little bit more because I think it would bring out some bold flavor, especially with this chocolate. So next time, definitely, I'd probably do probably 4 ounces, because I did about 2 1/4, so maybe about 4 ounces, because it, you know, the alcohol kind of bakes out, but it leaves you that taste of that bourbon flavor. But oh, I'm very happy for my first one.
I hope you're right about the alcohol. Don't want a drunk lady running around here in the ice. So here's something I find very interesting. You have moisture condensation on the inside of this door here that is dripping down here. It's got the door frozen shut, and that's a combination of the condensation and the snow that we had yesterday. So that door is frozen shut, not coming open, and we'll see if I can figure out a way to get it open.
Well, you had to work today too.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, I don't drive on the roads on this. I'll drive through the RV park. And I know I could drive on the roads, but the idea of getting stranded at my age, no. You know, if I was to go out there and get stuck, then I got to call Kim to come get me, and that's just her going out of the house is a risk. So it ain't worth it. And I'll tell you something else. A lot of these guys, they say Texas drivers cannot drive in the ice. That is so true. Speed limit in here is normally 7 miles an hour, which they never do. And they're not even slowing down in this ice. You know, what about the kids and the dogs and people that are running across and playing and what have you? You're not going to stop if somebody runs out in front of you. This is our first rodeo. We've never done this before. Going into this, I didn't know really what all I needed to do. I'm just kind of learning as I'm going. And lucky for us, we're RV host and we're talking to a lot of people. So, you know, you get a lot of expert advice from people that have been through this many times. And it's up the day into the storm and we're not prepared. And I realized, oh golly, I've got to do all this stuff. If I have one piece of advice, crucial advice that I would give any of you out there watching this video, that is, when you have a freeze spell coming in, a winter storm, do not wait until the last minute. And this is my first time, so my first rodeo, so I didn't really know what all I needed to get done. You know, it would have been good to have these things on hand before all this hit, because now I'm scrambling around town. I can't find it. Every store's out of everything. So, I mean, this one's kind of embarrassed to even mention this, but I didn't get gas. So I'm going to get that today. This is the day it freezes tonight. So I should have already gotten gas. I should have already done all this stuff, and I didn't. And so now I'm paying the price because it looks like they're out of gas. Every pump out of gas. Wow. If you want to save yourself a lot of misery, do this stuff before the last minute. I just tried to get gas at another store and the electric pumps are not even on. It's funny being in Texas. You get a little cold weather, everybody panics, freaks out. And Colorado, this is just another day. Been there plenty of times, so I know. This ain't nothing to Colorado. The only good thing about today is nobody's uptown, so I am enjoying that. I started scrambling around trying to get my sewer line positioned to where it wouldn't freeze up, and the water lines, and putting a lamp underneath the storage box where all the inlets go, and just all these things, and they all hit at one time. And I realized I was running out of time, and I didn't get my fresh water tank. I filled it up with water, and then I realized, oh, I may need some I guess it's called antifreeze for drinking water that you put in those things. And I went all over town looking for that, couldn't find it. Everybody was out. Everybody's out of propane, and so luckily I got propane before we
before the storm
hit.
Well, inside, we made sure we went to the grocery store. We actually went.
We did good there.
We made 3 trips. I went earlier in the week and got a lot of groceries, and then we went back and got, another loaf of bread and another gallon of milk, things like that, to kind of hold us through the storm. So I was trying to think ahead, what are we going to have for meals?
Yeah, those things we're familiar with, so we were able to better plan those out.
Yeah, my part, I think I was better prepared because it was internal. It was the same thing as a house. But for you,
it's been a different story. And we're having to deal with the RV resort too, keeping everybody in compliance, and giving instructions to what to do based on what we found out, what we know, and what the owners wanted us to do.
And getting those phone calls of, oh, my water is frozen, or
the bathroom doors frozen to the public bathrooms. I had to go deal with that this morning. That was a pretty good job.
Putting salt on the sidewalks, and just, yesterday,
trying to keep everybody in check.
The door code or the gate code box froze over, and the gate wouldn't open. So we went down and we just flipped those breakers, and they're just staying open through this, one less thing to have to deal with, and hopefully it won't break after it thaws out.
It's just been a lot of stuff, and it all hit, within 2 or 3 days there, and it just kind of got a little overwhelming. But we got through it. We got through the first night. It is really cold out there. I mean, 17 degrees and wind blowing. People in Texas aren't used to that. And so when that happens, when the hype on this storm, they blew it up to be way bigger than what it was. And so what does everybody do? They go to the stores, they wipe the stores out, and you go up there to find something on the last minute, and you can't find it, and everybody shuts down, they don't deliver, and so the whole town basically shuts down. So if you don't get it beforehand, you're out of luck, and good luck getting through the cold, because we do know some people that don't have propane. They're out. Their water lines are frozen up, and they're just toughing it out. Lucky it hasn't happened to us yet. I really did prepare well, getting a heated water hose and wrapping up our pedestal really good, and just keeping an eye on that sewer line and making sure it doesn't freeze up. One thing I did do is get a couple of extra sewer lines. So one froze up this morning, and I was able to take it off and then put the other one on there. And so we're in pretty good shape there. Some other things that we're doing is we're keeping all the drawers and the cabinet doors open that go down into the plumbing towards the belly. And what I found out with this RV and so many other older RV coaches is there is a compartment underneath the flooring that reaches all the plumbing and everything. And if you can keep that warm, you're going to be all right. And I also found out that there are vents in the bathroom and our bedroom and in the kitchen that open up a way for air to get down in there. And so I was able to reach in a couple of these compartments underneath where the water tank is, the storage box, and it felt nice and toasty in there. But then where the water inlet and the sewer and all that are, there's ice in that box, so it's not as warm in there, and that's the one that I need to keep really warm. But so far, nothing has froze up that we can't fix or get around, and we're doing good.
Some things I do to help out with putting heat into the RV is cook and bake. So today I decided I was going to bake some mini pies, and I did. So I wasn't sure on how full to make them, and as you can see, I did overfill a few of them. I'm glad I put them on a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. That helped. They are kind of packed in here, but overall I know next time not to fill them so full, but I think they're going to eat good. And it really does help to turn that stove on. And I use a convection oven, but it still puts out heat. And at one point earlier today, I did had to come out of the little sweatshirt because it was toasty in here.
I'm getting pretty toasty right now. I'm about ready to come out of this shirt.
And I learned that from my grandmother. The house that they lived in was a wood burning stove and gas stove and oven. And she always told me, when it's cold outside, you go cook and you will heat up the room. And so we would, she had pocket doors, and we would close up the kitchen and the den, and we would cook, and it was warm, it was toasty, it was very pleasant to be.
I wish we had a wood heater in here.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It'd run you out of here.
But so, yeah, during the winter, as long as you have food, we do, and he's going to eat good. I'll do lots of cooking.
I'm going to keep her warm.
And it won't be crock pots.
Yeah.
It won't be a crock pot meal, just so we can get the warmth
But,
going.
the crock pot puts out a lot of heat, too. I noticed that in the summertime. When that thing runs all day long with that air conditioner blowing, you can still feel that heat. So that's not a bad idea to do a crock pot.
I'll do that when I have to go back to work.
There you go. But, just a few things we thought we might share with you, especially with us going into this. I know there's a lot of you out there that have never been through this before, and we see it right here in this RV park. I'm amazed that some of the people that are here didn't prepare, didn't do anything. They just life as usual. And they're probably the ones that's calling and saying, hey, my water line's frozen, I don't have electricity or whatever. This has been eye-opening for us. We've come to realize there's a lot to this, and to be honest with you, this is not something I really want to do on a regular basis. And now I have a much better understanding of why people run from winter storm. We've been seeing it for the past couple of weeks. People are like, I'm out of here, going to Arizona or Florida or wherever. And I get that. We understand that now. There's a lot of preparation, a lot of work to keep these things warm. And I just want to say how much we appreciate you for watching our program, following us. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we'd ask you to do that if you like our content. It doesn't cost you anything. I promise I won't bother you. We're just trying to grow our channel where we can continue to share our adventures with you. And if you will, like this video too. Well, that's all I have today, folks. Thanks. God bless. Y'all have a good day, and we'll see you on the next trail.